Are we starting with you? Is it start with you? Like if I talk about cats, one cat, two cat, three cats, what about four cats? What about just one tile? Or how about two tiles? How about a gentile, right? Where are you going, kitty cat? Are you going to put your two paws over each other? Let me see. Let me see the paw. Cross the paws. You looking at me? Oh, look. Oh, yes. It's so funny. I mean, look at my hand. Which is my hand big? Look how small she is. Big hand. Small little teeny cat, right? So yes. So I'm gonna make myself some hot tea. I'm not sure if anybody's been here in this room before, right? I do a little bit of art, do a little bit of numerology. Been studying the ABCs for 20 years. See that? Automatically we have 9, right? But I question myself, and it hurts to question myself. Does the line get a value itself, or just the area space? So I don't want to think so much. We can go so deep. You know what I'm saying? When you crisscross your lines, right, the whole world turns on an angle. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just going through some old stuff, just some old stuff I drew over the years. How is everybody? How is everybody? If you've never been here before, have you ever been here before? Have you ever been here before? Let me see if we have do we have the stand? Do I have the stand over here? Do we want to talk about numbers? Do we want to talk about art? Do you want to talk about something from the Bible? Perhaps a word? You know, there's dust that comes in. So where does numerology fit in all of this? You know, you got to do all the steps. All the steps. Sweeping, mopping, cooking, cleaning. The most important step is at the beginning. So let me turn this camera around before I begin. So yeah, I'm just gonna take this off. How you doing? So I have a whole bunch of stuff that I picked up from doing this stuff over 20 years. So I'm gonna show it off a little bit. If you got any questions, anything to do with numbers, I mean, you do know numerology taught me to do this. Numerology, understanding dots, dashes, lines. Is this art? You can look at it as art. You can look at it as an algorithm. All of these are in a row, but they're not in a row down here. But at the end, it all worked out. That's the algorithm. Monopoly card. It's the Monopoly card. Going to get a glass of water. What happened to the water? Just give me a minute. I got to go get some water. Yeah, what's up? Numerology. I don't tell anybody I do art. I tell them I do numerology. You know, just following the lines. This is what they just, I didn't know I was designing the bear, the bull, and the trader in between with the snake head. You know, sometimes they say what goes up must come down. So, yeah, I came to get water. Just give me a minute. Yeah, so just give me a minute. I'm pouring myself a glass of water. ATM. You know, it's funny that you said that. I'm going to get my book. You know, it's funny. It's cold. This is really weird, eh? Just give me a minute. Just get a little music here. A little chilly, so I'm trying to look for the thing that makes it turn on the heater. Well, I don't know where it is. That's really bizarre. Right? It's really bizarre. I should know exactly where it is. So just give me a second. Just give me a second. Doesn't make any sense. Can't find the heater. It's okay. Let me just fix this for a second here. How's everybody doing? Just gonna put back the carpet. Yeah, so I'm standing. Just so many things to talk about. Who would have ever thought that this alphabet deal was so real? So yeah, so just I'm very, very slow right now. I don't know what you said, but I think you wrote Matt. And I had written today Bam. We also have Sam. Just give me a minute. AM. It's about AM. A through M equals to 91. N through Z equals to 260. A through F equals to 21. H through M equals to 21. Add the G equals to 7. Did I get that right? 21, 21, and 7. So it becomes 49. 21, 7. Just give me a minute. I'm just, I think I ate too many Brazil nuts. Not Brazil nuts, the other ones. Then what we have in the alphabet, we have N over to S, which equals to 21. And then we have U, U over to Z equals to 21, plus T equals to 7. So we have the same setup. Setup looks like this in the alphabet. Not sure who understands and who knows what I'm doing. I'm going to explain it to you in a second. Just going to explain it to you in a second. There's only 3 of us. No, not cashews. I'll go check what it is. Pecans. So what I'm showing you is an alphabet algorithm. So let me add this to it. Okay, what do? It's like a game, okay? I look for everything that exists on this entire planet. I look for everything that exists on this entire planet. I bring it into the game. In my game, I have a series of things that I look at. And one of those things are called numbers. I look at the number, I go, in my game, before I bring anything into my game, I want to work on the principle of the game. It's a number. Where do these numbers go? Why is January January? Right? Why did we stop and not go? Do you know how crazy it is when you see it, you know it? Why are we going to have 13 months? Think about it. Think about it. Does anybody know what 13 is? Why lunar? We fall into the teen. We're into the female bat mitzvah with 12. We're into the bar mitzvah with 13, bringing the male man into the house. Spirit Connect, AI, divide the house of Abraham, Isaac, Ishmael. One 180 degrees, 90 degrees, 45 degrees. The 55-yard line. The numbers, the alphabet. Learning how to balance out what we have been taught through the numbers. Just really, really, really basic. before I even begin to learn about the zodiac, right? Even if you predict everything, and those who do predict, and I really like, and I am a little biased to one of the astrologies. Don't remember which one it is. Sidereal, Verdict, Tropical. "13 moon, 12 months, female, male, 5, 7, 5, 7. The first part of the alphabet, A through M, okay, at the house of the seventh gate. At the house of the seventh gate, following the Mayan scheduling. I'll show you that after. 373. 260. Average of 20. Average of 20. This is 13 times 7. Can you make a perfect 13 with this one at 351? Right? This is 13 by 7. 13 weeks, not 13 moons. Or could be 13 moons. Could be 91 moons in 7 years. How does that work out? No, it's not 7 years. Sorry. The alphabet, when counting 7 days only, when you count A through F, 1 through 6, 21. A through H through M, right, 21. N through S, 21. U through Z, 21. T and G. T and G, both number 7. This is what 5G looks like. And it works out right here, 5G. This is 5, this is G. Female, female, 1 male, 2 females. Over here. 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, 2 and 3. BC. AD connects its 2 houses, A and D. When A splits its house, it becomes D. D is noted to be 500, and it's part of the Abrahamic house. It's a 4 cubit, 64 particles of some sort, with a 3 cubit inside of it. 27 particles. The word spirit is right over here. The deck of cards counts 13 up to the king. Okay, let me look back at the comments. I'm just going back at the comments because I missed them all. Sorry about that. Is it 4 square? 4 times, what is it? 4 times 4 is 16 by 4 is 64. That's what I'm looking for. So it shouldn't be cubit, right? It should be 4 by 4 by 4 is 64. 3 by 3 by 3 is 27. So I look at that as Jacob and Abraham and Isaac as, oh yes, that's right. That's right. If I went to 4 by 4 to 4 instead of 4 to 3, okay. I didn't look at it that way, okay? Because 4 to 4 would now give me 256, okay? And that, I like to call that half of memory, half of the student. So that would be 2 times 2 is 4, by 2 is 8, by 2 is 16, by 2 is 32, by 2 is 64, by 2 is 128. Okay, that's right. That's 2 to the 8. Okay, that's your 28. We need to understand different ways to get to 28. The 28-day cycle of the moon, TNH. It begins at 4th and runs all the way to 20th, except there's intervals with numbers. There's intervals with numbers according to the law of numbers. I told you it's an intricate thing, all these numbers. It's not just to understand the individual number alone, but what's happening with groups of numbers, of how it was served onto us, onto our silver platter, so that we should make gold of it, right? Your word is gold, is it not? So, yes, so that would be this. So Abraham is 44 and Isaac is 33. So if I look at it on this level, right, if I put them both to number 33, if I put them both on Isaac's level, and Isaac is number 33, I would end up, oh, yes, and then on this would be 81. I'm going to go 3, yes, okay, I got to mix them up. I didn't do this yet. Thank you for showing me. What I did is 4 to the power equals 64. 3 to the power equals 27. Okay? I don't know what this number is yet, but now I need this to that, and that's going to equal to, oh yes, it's 81. Okay, I'm going to be quiet for a minute. I'm going to look over the comments not to lose anybody. Well, if you want to say Forzert, that's fine with me, although I'm understanding. Hello, I think it's 354 Levick. Hello, Mr. Sir Leach. Oh, I'm much better now. Thank you very much for the offer. Right now, I can't say anything to anybody. I'm feeling much, much better. But yeah, I mean, I will call somebody up if somebody wants to talk to me. Whoop, I just missed through a whole bunch of comments. Just hold on a second. Will we? Okay, thank you. Those red, I'm not sure what they are. They look like, I think, angled lips. So the queen, right? The queen is already on an angle. So you know the queen had to, I think, bend over in order to do the, yes, it's turning over towards the right. I can see it now. The way it's turned over towards the right. Okay. Okay, 13. Yeah, I'm going to get back to that 13. Thank you about that. 28 days in a month, I mean. Well, Kate, so this is what happens. I'm going to explain this to you in a second. Okay. I'm going to bring you up, but we got to really stay on subject because I'm not finished doing what I'm doing. I'm feeling much better now. My feet were cold. I got a little stressed out. I was, when when I'm connected and I can see and I envision, I see where I'm going with the subject and I know all the connections. I have no time for blockages. I run into a blockage. It hurts me all over. I feel sick. I feel sick. I feel like it's taking the breath and I feel like I can't move. Is it anxiety? Well, I think it is. It's some sort of something. It's just a blockage, right? So you breathe. Like before, 2 minutes ago, I saw something. I had a huge vision, and I have things on my mind. So I went down two roads at the same time. So, anyways, let's get back to seeing if we can hold this up. The 256 is 4 to the power. Okay. The 81 is 3 times 3 is 9 by 3 is 27 by 3 is 81, representing Venus. 9 and 9 is 18. And this is 81. When you represent it by 18, it's represented in Trinity. Number 8, okay, number 7, okay, and 8 and 9 play a role with the number 10 in 17, 18, and 19. But before I get to that, let's finish with this. In gematria counting, which means the highest number in the alphabet is 7. So when you count A, B, C, D, right through F, it's 1 through 6. It equals to this. When you count this number over here, again, it's 6. That 1 over to 6, 6 over to 1. 21, 21. The cube equals to 21. The cube equals to the 7th gate. What do you have over here? You now connect the G over here. 7 equals to 49. That's the total. When you add the G in, that's a pole. 1 pole and 2 poles, 3 poles all together. This one holds 3 poles. This one holds 3 poles. This one holds a main pole, a main pillar, and then the T would hold the main pillar. You want to look at it as north-south? Or how about what is number 1 and what is number 6? They're all 1 through 6, and these are 7s. The thing is, in the alphabet, this is number 5, and this is number 1. In this one over here, this is number 8, and this is number 4. Same positioning, okay? In the other alphabet, they all get 1 through 6, yet when you do it to the normal alphabet, they change their skin color. So now I'm showing you what else happens in numbers. I'm not going to show you the answer and how do I get to it right now. I'll write it down. It's broken down like this. A through F, then you go G, right? This is what connects the two sides. This is like we're going to stop here at the truck stop right over here. We're going to stop at the truck stop, right, before we can get to the other side. So they connect, the G connects the two sides together, right? That'll be number 7. Maybe it's the Gmail. I don't know. So what happens in the first half, you count 21. This is when you're counting the regular alphabet, 91. The word spirit is 91. It's 13 times 7 equals to 91. Should I write that down?
So can I ask a question?
Yes, just I'm coming back. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh my God. Okay, yes. Sorry about that.
It's okay. I always find it so interesting listening to you, but um, for me, I'm such a beginner. I find it very hard what to sometimes understand, and I want to come back and ask you questions. Do you mind if I do that? Like, I
Go
don't
ahead.
know. I don't want to annoy anybody else who's in the room who may be more advanced in understanding, but why are you saying seven is the highest number?
Okay, when I'm talking about gematria counting, the scale in gematria, the highest number goes to seven only.
Why is that? What's
I didn't make the system.
okay?
And also, the piano, just something that matches up to it, is the highest key in the piano for a basic. And remember, this is not for anytime you become professional of any of this. We tend to think differently. Like when we become professional something or other, we think different. G Lead, you know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
a professional athlete versus a pro, right? One is the Olympics, the others is pro sports. So there's a split in the thinking. I'm just trying to see where I was with that.
No, I understand what you're saying. There's a guy in the comments who says there's different types of geometria, so the results will be different. And you do get that across all disciplines because people come from a slightly different perspective. So, okay, great. And I get that seven keys because seven is a very powerful number. You know, it's used in the Bible a lot. You know, you've got your 7 days of the week, seven, and like you said, seven notes. What else? There's other. It's like the okay. I'll let you go on.
All the opposites are seven.
Ah, okay, cool. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
And the letter P is the 16th letter, right?
Yes.
So if you're talking about number seven, so P is the 16th letter. They use P for parking, right? But if you use PH, right, they use the H for hospitals. I'm just putting just out there. I'm just putting it out like the importance of these two letters. But P is three gateways. Okay, three has three connections, three bridges. The letter P. One of them is one of the bridges. Would you like me to tell you?
Yes.
Okay, one of the bridges with P is that the number one, right, equals to 3 and 4. Now, you might not get where I'm going yet. The number 6, right, equals to number 52. Okay?
But why?
I'm going to show you.
Okay.
The 16th letter is the P letter. 1 and 6 is 16.
Yes. Which is seven.
Number
Yeah.
1, the value of 1, ONE equals 3 and 4, 7. The value of SIX 6 equals to 5 and 2, 7, completing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, completing all your sevens.
Right. So when you say there's three gateways,
There's three gateways and it shows it in the letter P.
so is that where the lines connect? So I'm a visual learner, okay? I'm a visual learner, so like I can see the patterns in the visuals, if that makes sense. So when you say gateway, do you mean it's like where the lines connect or where?
When I say gateway, because if someone can tell me in their terms what it says, in my terms, the number 86, this number 86 equals to house planet. Okay. The reason for that, house equals to 68, planet equals to 68. 2 times 4 equals to 8. 2 plus 4 equals to 6. When you take out these cubes, I'm going to explain to you. When you take out these cubes, right, the 8 is opposite of the 6 on all three sides. So the 6, the expression of number 24 that created this phenomena, right? They're all the sixes, okay, is a number that goes along with the word cat. The word cat. And when you say 80 in French, you're going to say 420. Right? Isn't that, you follow what I'm saying? We're bridging things through the cat. Therefore, we're bridging communication through the cat. Therefore, if 1 and 6 creates 86 and opens up the seventh gate, it means we have now bridged communication between the two worlds. Let's call it the 6 and 6 zodiac signs. We crown as the 13. We end at 12 because we're not into the male moon. You follow, the link to the moon is through the male into the female house. Number 7 is the holder. I mean, according to the deck of cards, number 7 is the holder of a singular moon only. The 8 card as holders of 2 moons, and the 9 card, it has the holder of the heart, the ace that brings everything together. That point, that cap. We're the 13th. We bring everything together. So how can we have, how can, you can't work those numbers in their system. 12 and 13, the Mayan calendar, you see this over here? This is how it works. The 13th one, according to them, you see this over here? This is 7. This one is the 13th one right here. See the numbers?
Yeah.
See what it says?
X 13.
999999.
Oh, I see.
When you divide 13 by 99999, you end up with this over here. You end up with this over here. Let me show you. And I'm going to get back to number 7 again. There's other things about number 7. Just
Because you were speaking about, so can I just let you know what happened? I came in the room, and as soon as I came in the room, you said, what goes up must come down. So that's been something that I've been saying to myself today, and I've been feeling it for a couple of weeks. So I felt very like, whoa, okay. And then you started speaking about 13. Okay. And obviously, like, if there was 28 days in a month, which would be the 4 weeks, then there would be 13 moons in the year, and we would be aligned to that. So I'd just like to come back to that 13 number.
So I'm just gonna get myself a chair. Yeah, there's just you know what, I was just like, I got hit before, when I wanted to explain things, and it's so pertinent that we understand before we even, like, now we're delving into a subject, right? But the depth of understanding, again, the number itself, the word of the number, right? Like, I know cat, I know 24 cat goes along with communication. Remind me to talk about that, but right now I'll do the 13 stuff because very important, right? Everything connects through numbers. It tells a complete story. I mean, for me, I can tell you the story it tells. For me, it just freaks me out because I see the truth about it. I'm using daily data with everything I've ever seen in my life over time. Anything that's been indoctrinated into the people, repetitive commercials or serials, it doesn't matter what it is. Anything that was sold to us, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so anyways, here's number 13 over here. It's 99999. When you divide 99999 by 13, it equals to 76923. This is the first one. Now it all ends over here on number 12. Why does it end on number 12? Why are we ending on number 12? Why am I starting with 13 and ending on number 12? Because when I add number 1 to number 12, it equals to the 13th one. We fill the gap. We fill the gap. Let me show you the way we fill the gap. Over here, okay, let's go, it's Aries. And over here, let's say this is Aries and this is Pisces. Oh, what did you say? Aries and Pisces. Let's look at it this way. Something like that. So we fill the gap. Look, must be the 13th moon. So yeah, so this is what's happened. So this is what the Mayans do. Nothing to do with me, but the Mayans run this. And it's like once you go to number 13, right? It's talking 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right? You do the 12 hours in the day, and then you've completed 60 more minutes if you went 13 hours. Not only that, when you go to 12, it's 720 minutes. It explains the house. Number 27 is your house of creation. I will explain why I chose those words, right? It's the brown house. It's the money house. Okay. It's the cube house. So what happens over here is when you get to the 13th hour, it becomes 780 minutes. So big deal. 7 and 8 are huge numbers. Okay. That's your Q gate. That's your teacher. Okay, that is your ab creation. Now it's so complicated just to say it like that. Remember we said number 12, why can't we move from 12? Because here's your base creation. Inside of 13, right? If I had to look at this as number 12, and this is 13, look what happens. It's elimination. I don't have anything extra in this one. I have to lose the center. I always have the center. So what we have is when we show this, what you don't see is number 8. What you don't see is number 7. When you have number 7, you're within the void of the gateway. You're with 3, 3, and 1. Your 33 is connected with inside the void. Should I say the aether? Why is the 7th gate so important at this point? Because although this is 1, this is 3, and this is 3, in this instance, Venus is the holder of the 7th gate. Alpha has the heavens within the 7th gate. So do you see where the importance, where 7 comes in? Also number 7, okay, the word, okay, and I haven't gone through everything yet. There's just so much to go through, because in the word 7, it's S-E, and then the V, and then the E-N. So the difference between the beginning and the end is the S and the N. The 19 and 14 equals to 33. 19, when you have the S letter, you connect the upper world with the divided sun. It connects through the moon as well. I'm just trying to think. This happens.
So for me, like an N and an S is like one is upright and one is on the side.
Yeah,
So
right.
that's how I would connect them, because I'm a visual learner again, so I see the patterns and the shapes more than the actual numbers, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
But
so
I like,
right, I turned it to the side. Now look at here. But when it's this way, the 3 is on top, okay? Or the 4. Either one can be on top. Either one can be on top, right? Where was it? See, the 2 is on this angle. So if I put the 3 on top, right, 2's on the same angle because they're the same corridor. The 3 and the 4 are the same corridor. If you go 4 minus 1 equals what?
sorry, 4 minus what?
4 minus 1 equals,
3,
and 3 plus 1 is?
4.
So they're the primary corridor. If you look at this, here is 1, here is 6. What's before 6?
5,
And after 1?
2.
So here's your 2, the opposite is 5. Now what's in between 5 and 2?
What's 5 and 2 is 3, 4, 3, 4.
Right.
Right, okay. So just to let you know, I'm in Scotland, so it's 10:30 at night. So my brain, I know it's simple maths, but I might get it wrong. Please don't judge me.
Oh, I don't judge no one, but you know when you said half past?
Uh-huh.
You said half, right? What number do people use for half?
5 or 3 or
Right. You see, so the metric system
3
of
or
putting
what?
things together is 5 and 3. That was another subject I was going to talk about. 50% of something 50% of time is 30 seconds or half past. But 50%, okay, 50% of 110, right? You remember the towers? There were these towers, they were 110 stories, right? Well, 50% of 110 equals to 55. So when you're America, in North America, they have NFL football and CFL football, right? And they have 55 yards and 50 yards, right? So it's just part of it's a metric. It's a way of changing numbers around between two systems. So anyways, your number 7, yeah, is very, very, very relevant. And there's only one true visual 7 on here. There's only one true winning 7 on this. I don't even know how to say it. This one is both 7 and 11. Do you see it?
Because of what, like it's like the two lines and they meet in the middle, like the two lines on either side. You've got 5.
No,
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 I don't.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because don't forget, there's a lot of things. If you want, we can just put two hands that are straight. You can do this, and I can do this, and my two hands will look like 11. Your crossover Roman numerals 10. We have 21, but no, it's not that. So what this is every single side of these cubes. For those who just joining for the first time, every single side of these cubes, okay, has an area space worthy of 9, meaning what you see here on the dice is actually what you should be seeing here.
What?
Let me come back. I'm going to get.
Please do explain. Please do explain.
I'm coming back.
Sorry, I'm very slow when it comes to this. I'm not a very, like, I'm a much more semantic, creative learner. So I kind of appreciate more context, if that makes sense. So I get very lost. So thank you
And
very much for.
I am the horriblest context leader of the world. Hold on, just let me put on my hot water. Actually, that's not even true. I didn't put my hot water on, otherwise I wouldn't have to turn it on. Okay, do we see this? First, let's change the subject for just 2 seconds. Why there's a reason why I'm doing everything that I'm doing. I didn't know 20 years ago when I began. And one of the things is I believe the stories that it's going to tell me and what it's told me already is going to liberate a lot of questions that we have, in which keeps us all separated from each other, into a lot of hidden true knowledge that it's too unbelievable that it wasn't a computer that created all of this. Anyways, that was just my little thing. I just want to see what it says here. 1 second. Yeah, I'm just bringing up one person right now. Let him get in. Okay. So here we can see 9. Is that correct? Can you count 9 here?
Yes.
Okay, so 9 there is the same thing as 9,
Yeah.
right? There's 9 here.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, only one face. So there's 9. So when you look at any one of these cubes, okay, it doesn't matter which side I show you. If I say how many in total, you should say 9.
Yes, because they're not all filled in, but they exist.
Yes, they exist in the void.
Yeah, yeah, okay, cool.
Otherwise, we're not allowed to say I'm breathing air because I can't see it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, air is number 28. Right?
Because that's A, I, and R added together.
Yeah, AINR 199919. Sagittarius never leaves Capricorn. Sagittarius Capricorn for life. No matter what
Why?
anybody says.
Why
And
do you say that?
okay, because the 9 and the 10 never come apart in numbers. They just repeat. It's like lightning. It's a constant energy. And part of Capricorn is also noted to be the headstone of your gravestone, where in life you stand, all right, and in death you rest. Both words are actually the same. You can say I stand and I rest. They use the terminology in the game of blackjack, which is 21. These are both 21. So yeah, so what it is when the French speak, I'm going to explain to you why I say this. I'm not saying it because it's an absolute, I'm saying it's a numerical story. So let me explain why I brought that together. So first of all, the basics is I question myself. Where's 4? If I use these 4 or these 4, which 4 should I use? Why did they set the calculator this way? Why didn't they put the 4 over here? Is it because it's A, B, C, D? Where D comes back to the beginning? Where A, D, and G are all 3 in the same house? All to the same compartment, okay, of the movement of the zodiac, constant of the zodiac signs. And also, when you're looking at your cardinal, mutable, and fixed signs, right, they each reside in their own home. 369, 258, 147. It's the pig, 977. It's the power of the pig, the power of the Christ, loading up to the pig. You know who the pig is? It's the mother, the ocean, loading up to the ocean. Lighting 10-9. So let me get back to it. So what it is 1 plus 2, okay, plus 3 come together, right? That's 6. Plus 4 equals to 10, okay? And this is where your Capricorn comes in. The coin flips over on Capricorn. If I continue, okay, if I continue on any further than this, I will surpass the heart of this element. I'm going to show you this again. Let's say I have to plug in to number 5. Let's say the 5 is the plug-in. This is a free space. So I plug into the free space. This bar over here plugs in, right? And the top bar plugs in. There's 4 numbers to the top, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's 4 numbers to the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. The bottom equals to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. The top, 6, 7, 8, 9 equals to 30. They all connect together in the 5th position over here. So far, so good. So the bottom 4 numbers connect to the top 4 numbers. So that's why I call it Capricorn. Also to note that when you connect the above and the below, you connect the 9th area, you connect all the areas. You connect it to the birthstone, right? Coming in Sagittarius, although it plays out in Leo, right? In this scenario, I can push all my signs, right, into 1, 2, 3. Should I go to the 4th sign? What happens here is when you're in your birth, you bring on the next movement. Your birth goes from here down to here, and then it becomes 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. So your ABC ends up in the center. Here we play from the 2 position. But anyways, you end up 12. It's 12 per row, and one of my designs shows that, and I don't think I explained that properly. But where was I? We were talking about 13. So what it is there's a total of 9 areas here. 4 upstairs and 4 downstairs, all connecting to this one over here. Now, where is number 7? Check this out. 1 and 6 connects for the lower house 7. 3 and 4 connect for the lower house 7. 2 and 5 connect for the lower house 7. Now, what's the opposite of this? What would be the opposite of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Ante.
Sorry. What is the opposite of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then because look, what it is about the 6, I want to show you that when you connect 1 and 6, right? The lower world of 6 is 1. This is in the upper world, and it's a corridor from 1 over to 6, from the lower world to the upper world.
Right, okay. Because you're
Since there's,
always relating it back to the dice. So
yeah, I
when
relate.
you're looking at this, you're thinking about a dice and you're thinking about the space in between and you're seeing it as a three-dimensional cube. Whereas when I'm looking at that, I am just seeing a calculator and I'm just seeing the one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. You know what I mean? So I think this is why I find it sometimes difficult because I don't understand fully what you're visualizing in your head and I'm just seeing what I'm seeing in front of me. But what I do see, and when you're talking, I would say that five connects it all because five is in the middle, visually and also in a sequence.
Yeah,
So I
it is
trying to
five. You see, it is five. Like, look, remember I said it's two? Look, the other side. It's because the reason I say that is Venus, right? Venus expands itself here, here, and here. Venus, okay, is a system. It brings all the worlds together. Venus creates the heaven. It's two times Venus four, three times Venus six, four times Venus eight. When you get number 28, you know the cycle of the moon?
hmm
Well, that's our communication in the house, in the fourth house. It's
Well,
four.
what's funny this is so funny because that's literally what we're speaking about. Like the 13, you were speaking about 13, and I'm saying 13 equals 4 because I'm thinking about 1 plus 3 equals 4, which is why I was saying the Earth and the square. And then we were speaking about the moon cycles. And so we're going back to this number 3.
So 7 by 13. 7 by, I don't know if I have it here, but you remember we went to 86. Okay. You remember I showed you this, the P letter. We said it's all the
Yes.
gateways. Well, not only that, but the reverse of P is K. And that's where we're born into. We're born into the house of the canine. K is the 11th letter. 1 times 1, 1 plus 2, and born into Aquarius. Aquarius, this is where it ends, right here. We were split apart over here, and now it ends over here.
Are you talking about time?
The time, whichever way you want to look at it, the 11th, look at this. Look at the house. Look, you can only use 6 at a time. That's the way the cubes work. I don't know what half a binary 1 is, but I always look at it as number 5. Half a 1 is 5. 5 and 5 is 10. That's the way I do it. That works for mine. I don't know what it is in the real world.
So 7, 8, 9 are powerful numbers because they're like unseen numbers. They're like the numbers, like, so 1 to 6 are like building blocks. And 7, 8, 9 are like these kind of like ethereal kind of numbers in this kind of cube.
Well, included in 7, 8, 9 is also 1, 2, and yeah. But right, okay, the association of the numbers. Yes, yes, yes. Once you pass 3, you've changed all dimensions. It's 3 opposite sides to a cube of 6 sides, and every side has 9. Imagine you have 6 faces, and every face is 9.
Yeah, but it's hidden.
Right, it's hidden, but you have
It's an
6 faces.
illusion.
Every face is 9.
Okay. So is it supposed to like represent like the duality, like what's hidden and
I
what's
only
real?
like to learn much deeper. I haven't gone deep enough. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I remember new things. I share with everybody, so we're all each other's memory. If somebody comes back with something I said 15 years ago, because this is my 20th year since I began, and I didn't start on my own. Whatever it is in the system we live in, the air we breathe, helped me to break through to put me on this pathway, dreaming and seeing every single night for 20 years, you know. And it's not as easy to get inside the game as it used to be. But so yeah, let me get back. So what it is, let me tell you something about number 7 and number 13. There's really no number like 7 and 13. And it's not only that, it's that when you look at number 7, we're going to go 313, okay, equaling to 7. In order to do this again, what's the next number we can do when we do, and I'm gonna write this down. 313. These are the only two numbers we can use. These are the only two numbers we can use in order to create 13 and 7. In fact, if you divide any number you want, you will never, so far for myself, I have not found any algorithm as perfect, okay, as the 7 and the 13 as a divisible by 999,999. I have not seen one yet, and I've looked at many. And if you know one, you tell me. There are a lot of continuous numbers, but nothing the way I've seen. And I want to see where my phone is. Just give me a minute. So it's so important, not only the algorithms that I find, not only, more important, that I should be participating and stopping to explain where the numbers come from. It's now, you want to know where 7 is. You want to know why 13. This is from the Mayans. This is the Mayans. They're working with the 7. What is the 7? Is it because we need the 7s in order to make all the moon cycles? Right? Is it 13 days by 7 weeks? Is it 7 days by 13 weeks? That will give me 7 moons. What is it? Hold on a second. 7 days and 13 weeks. That doesn't work out, does it? That doesn't work out. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Oh yes, I know what it is. It only works out. What is that?
Is it not meant to be 13 months of 28 days, which would be the 4 weeks, which would be the 7, 7 days in a week, 4 weeks in a month, 28 days in a month, 13 weeks in a year. And then that would make your 366. No, 300.
Well, yeah, if you had 13 months of 28 days, but we don't. And I believe we don't because of the male and the female, the way the male and the female is treated. The female, the Hebrews, and I compare and I do all this work according to society, right? And the woman in Hebrew has the bat, B-A-T, right? Like in Atlantis, like the first communication with Atlantis. Okay, she has the Bat's mitzvah, and she's part of communication, a citizen code, BC, a citizen 10 code. I'm going to show you in a minute. Okay, it's a 10 code. The male is a 13, and it's the movement within the same house. I'm going to show you this. So what you have is 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals 2 and 3. BCE. When you have number 13, it's 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3 and 4. See, when you have this and this, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, correct? In the middle of 1 and 4, you have 2 and 3, correct?
Why are you saying BCE? Sorry. Why are you saying BCE?
2 plus 3 equals 5.
Ah, right. Okay, cool. Okay, thank you. Yep, that makes sense. Thank you very much.
And below, here it's BCE 5, and here it's 7G. It becomes 5G.
All right, okay.
It becomes 5G TV.
Okay.
No, that's exactly what it says. The opposite alphabet of 5G is 5G TV. And it represents the birth between the birth within the moon, connecting the Mars, connecting to our Trinity. I'm using that in virtue of the CFL, where they have 3 downs and 55 yards, right? You can use 55. I'm not going to use, there's so many connections I make. I use any number. If you show me any number, I'm going to tell you where it belongs and what connects to it. And then anybody who knows anything about that subject can jump in and say, I know that. And now we can move around the numbers, right? It's about, I'm like part of the car, and everybody else that asks questions or has knowledge in any field, especially astrology. And I really like that. I'm just starting to get into the thing of, what do you call that? What do you call that astrology?
The human design.
Yeah, but there's this astrology. There's the tropical astrology, and then there's the
Yes.
sidereal, and then there's the other one, alchemist astrology. Because somebody says this one's better than this one's better than that. Let me tell you one thing: astrology and whatever else you want to put onto it, you have to learn all the aspects, even towards the numerology side of it. So yeah, so this is what I want to do. Look, I'm going to go like this. 6 divided by 13. Did I get that right? Whoop. 4, 6, 1, 5, 3, 8, 9. Oh, my telephone. Hold on. No, I want to know where is my. I was asking where my telephone. I'm trying to keep everybody entertained, and I don't want to. I have to make sure I just go slow. Oh, there's my telephone. Okay, just give me a second. And I'm gonna put the.
Are you trying to, on these lives, is it more about advanced learning, or are you wanting everybody to understand where you're coming from? Like, do you feel like this information needs to be shared and that people have to understand? Because it's it's very amazing and it's very interesting because you do connect it, but if somebody like myself doesn't fully understand, it's like it's very easy to get lost because there's so many connections. And because the idea of numbers is how to put it, it's quite like a conceptual idea. And if you have, so when you say moon, I'm gonna picture a moon in my head, so it's almost like I get distracted by an image in my head as opposed to like the numbers, if that makes sense.
You use. Hold on a second. Just repeat that last Pete before. Does that make sense? I just.
So it's like you're relating a number to say the moon or NFL, and it's like, so then that number in my head that I was trying to process, now I've been distracted by thinking about NFL or the moon, because it's like going from like picture to number. And if as I don't know if it's the type of brain that I have, but I'm a very so I like stories. I find stories much easier to understand. So astrology for me, like I really like that because I could relate it to human behavior and it became this tangible thing. But for me, numbers are kind of uh, I don't have that type of brain. I always struggled with physics and that kind of more linear learning. Um, does that make
Yeah,
sense?
it makes total sense. That's why that's why I have to keep this as basic as possible. That when we read together, when we all read together, whether it's the zodiac or something, let's say there's a discussion going on. I'm just sitting here doing nothing. Let's say there's a discussion going on with the zodiac, and they're having a discussion back and forth. Well, I don't think so. And well, when you have that discussion, say, explain to me why. And I can listen to that and put my 2 cents in, not because I know anything, just because I know the words they chose to speak are going to have a certain value towards their numbers of the word. So it might maybe open up something to both of them while they're having this discussion. That's what I believe the numbers can do. As well, I have learned um, that the numeric value for the sun equals to 54. I know that there's 54 area spaces on the outside of this cube. 9
Mm,
times 6 equals 54. I know
right.
there's 9 to a face, and I know it's 9 months in the birth. It's 10 for the, when you are born, it becomes the 10th because the umbilical cord U becomes the A. The U umbilical cord becomes the A, And when you look at UA together, it equals to 22. And UA, when you look at it, it is noted on the periodic table as gold. You become the gold. Once you go from the umbilical cord to the air. I like to look at it that way. You become creation within the heavens. That's how I relate it. I see it right away. The numeric value for gold is number 38. Now, you might not think it's much, right? Okay. It's the numeric value. I like to say C and H, the creation heaven. See, this is AU for gold. I just put it the other way. I know that this cube has 21 dots on it. 21 dots, 33 that you don't see. Do you see that 22? Do you remember what we just spoke about?
So, well, I was thinking, and you said about the sun being 54 and the sun being all the spaces. So for me, the way that I relate that to is that light is energy. Light is, you can't see it, but it's everywhere, and it is the space between. So when you're speaking about the cube and the unseen and the space, for me, that is like that's like love, that's like light, that's like the fabric of existence. Do you understand? So I'm a very language story type of person. So when you're speaking about numbers, everything I kind of relate it to more of a language, and then I love it because the reason why we're talking about this is because of the 13, and you were saying that was communication, and you see how we're coming from different places and different perspectives and different ways of how we see the world. Does that?
Yeah. Okay, because you went on to the 13, I got off track with that part. Um, the crazy thing about the word love itself is it mirrors itself. The L mirrors the O and the V mirrors the E. So when you want a reverse alphabet total from a 4-letter word, it's the lowest you can get. You only need 2 letters to create the word in the reverse alphabet. And not only that, see this cube over here? They're the only ones. Now, this is where it gets complicated. It gets a little complicated. I'm going to try and see if we can do this. Okay. I don't even know where I'm going to go with this. So first of all, yes, communication at 13. This is what happens. This is where the seventh gate creates communication within your own crown. I like to think of it as the Vega card. Okay, like Las Vegas, turbulence and tribulations, right? Over the falls, Herbert Hoover Dam, 88. The reason I said all this is because wow, there's just so many stories. Like I said, I shouldn't have said anything. 88 for the constellations, right? Have you ever thought when you connect, right, your two sides, when you come in connecting your 13th sign, the 13th moon, your birth connects to crowns you between the zodiac signs, right? It crowns you between all the constellations, right? You become the power of the Christ. You become that Jesus Christ. You're the holder of all that power. You can make all decisions you want in the world. You're the last straw. Unless you're seeing magic out there, okay? Unless somebody else is making decisions for you, right? And making you move your arms and your legs and breathing, you are that last power. This is what the numbers say, right? And they all can be calculated out of these cubes. Simply out of these cubes. But I think I went off board over here. So what I'm going to show is this. We spoke about that gateway, right? What happens is we have the 12 hours in the day. If I would go, okay, if I would go to 13, Okay. What happens if I went to 13 hours? Then I wouldn't have 12 hours in a day. Well, then maybe I shouldn't have 12 months in a year, right? You want 13 months in a year? Well, what about 13? What about 13 hours? Right? We have to meet somewhere. Something is meeting something somewhere. So what happens is the 13th hour brings you here, 780 minutes. What is 7 and 8? 1 and 8 equals 9. 2 and 7 equals 9. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember what I said? All sides of the cube are 9.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
means 1 and 2 are the holders of 7 and 8. They are the holders of the gateway. 1 between 2 is your creation. You automatically need 3 to create.
Right. Okay. Right.
I'm not sure if you remember from the last page when I wrote out the alphabet.
Yeah.
351, 351, 315. Jesus pulled 153 fish out of the lake. They created us through the seventh gate and they put us on level 2. So I wrote out this before. I'm going to see if you can keep up with this. Okay, here it is. You remember the 7 and the 13? 313, 616. 7 and 13. The heart of the 7th-day week and the heart of the 13 months. See the way this doubled up and this doubled up? The next one would be 9. That's where your birth comes in, right? So if I had to put the 9 on the next one and made 919, what would that calculation as 19 would be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything has to calculate by this, divided by 19. I only have 526. I don't have a rhythm with this. You see, I have 526 here, 1. My rhythm is this. 526, 3-1, 526. It's going to be 3-1. That's the rhythm of this one. But when you come to the rhythm of 7, okay, divided by 13, this rhythm is going to be a continuous rhythm. Let me show you this. It's a perfect rhythm, and I know I sound mixed up because I'm sort of a little mixed up. If I'm explaining this right, I seem to be going over things. I don't know why I'm.
I'll be honest. I'm totally lost now. Somebody's
Okay,
like,
so yeah, so just let me just
it's
do
okay.
this one part. I'm coming back to you.
Yeah.
Just I have to
No,
come
it's
back to you.
okay.
Okay, I just whoop. Whoa. Okay. Okay.
No, it's okay. You know what? Like, you have helped me so much. You have helped me so much, and I do not want to interfere
Oh
because
no,
I
no,
know
you're
that
not
with
interfering. No,
people.
no, no. Don't go. Don't go. No.
I'm not
Okay.
going, but I just mean like as you're in the flow, I understand that other people understand, and like just because I don't understand
You have
doesn't
to work
mean
on.
that other
You know what? Everybody's gonna have to wait for the last sheep. So here, this
you're
is the
waiting a
my.
long time.
This is the 13. This is the this is the cycle of 12, right? This is the cycle of 12 that begins, okay, from the 13th area. 923. You see the one at the bottom here, right? When you put this one and this one together, there's 12 here, like 12 hours on the clock. But when you add them together, it'll equal to 99999. You follow me so far? Then when you take this one here and the 11th one, so if we would look this at as the zodiac signs, L would be Pisces and Pisces would be the birth area at 92. We do rotation over here in Sagittarius. Sagittarius, these two over here. You remember I said 9 and 10 have to come together? Do you remember I said 9 and 10 have to come together? When you have A, B, C, D, I have to write this out.
See, again, for me, the reason why they connect is because when you reach 9, then you start over again, and that is death to life, and that's what happens with Pisces to Aries. Yeah, it's a continuum. And that sequence of 1 to 9 goes on and on and on, if that makes sense.
1 and 9 goes on and on and on. It creates 10, and 9 equals to 19. And it also explains, because when you do it to the negative side, it also says there's a division. I also know that this division is going to take place in multitudes of places. Okay. Number one, it's an equilateral line inside the cube. I'm going to explain to you and show to you why. I already know that it's something to do with electric, and I know it touches onto the moon. Moons. There are multiple moons. Mars has 2 moons. Earth has 1 moon. The corridor between Earth and Mars are right here. You remember I spoke before, it's 313, right? We need 3, whoop. I'm going to do this 1,000 times. 7 days for the week, 313. 13 moons, 616. That's the way it works. That's just the way. Now, can I reduce this again, right? To another number? I sure can. I can go 2, 3, 2, and then I think I can do 5, 3, 5, and then I think I can do 4, 5, 4. And hold on a second, and then I can do 3. Okay. 373, 2, 8, wait, 373, then 292. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Whoa. I think I'm going to lose you. I'm losing me. So there's not only 313. That's the basics of how they're working it on the 13th moon being the one at the end, but it's not. You have to move it to the center. You have to move it to the center and make it fair, because you are the one that joins the 2 signs. So when you're going to the 13th day of the month is because you were included for the 2 sides, or the cross, or the Lord has crossed over and joined you to be the last one onto the totem pole coming into your body. We can question it, right? But the thing is, you're the center of your universe. So I put you at the heart of the matter. So here's another way it can be looked at. And here's number 13, right? Instead of having 616, right? We're going to go 5, 3, 5. Like five zodiac signs, 3 zodiac signs, 5 zodiac signs. But one of these zodiac signs of the 13, one of them is you. Or let's not call it. Let's call it the 13th month, which would be you, because we only have 12 zodiac signs. So now, if we're included, okay, if there's only this is a question I have for myself. If there's only 12 zodiac signs, and we're supposed to be
Well,
the 13th month, what happens in this situation? Is it
no,
because
there is 13 zodiacs. Scorpio is supposed to be the scorpion and also the eagle, and
right?
it's
But
meant to be split. So that is an anomaly that happens, that they don't speak about this 13th sign,
it switches,
actually.
right? It switches.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good, because the heart of everything, right? And you're telling me it's 8 that switches? That's good. That's very good. That's very good. That's very good.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
Well,
Because
because
it's
let
like
me
2.
explain to you. The 8, okay, the 8, when you tell me Scorpio, it's the 8th zodiac sign, okay? Who does it flip with?
Huh? It was
When
the Scorpio.
okay, now number 1 and number 8 are in the same house.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
The number 1 plays from the ocean position 5. There's 8 areas around it. Look, there's 8 areas around the 1 position that everything plugs up to. So when
Right.
you're
Is that
saying
like
it flip, not only that, it could be talking about a polarity. I don't know, but also, the Purina sign where it changes black, white, like a chessboard.
Yeah.
Well, the number 1, okay, in the game of roulette where there's 36 numbers, Okay, and that's the game of eights also. It's the game of 666 and also eights. I'll explain why is it 666? Because there's 36 numbers. When you add up 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 36, it equals 666. At the same time, when you bet, okay, there's three of the major bets of the highest paying bets, right, in roulette, is when you bet direct on a number, it gives you 35 to 1. It represents the brother, okay? And it also represents a passageway. The brother is a passageway because within the word, a word that's within inside the word. Where I'm just trying to see where I was with this. The moon is number 57, 3 by 19. I lost myself. I said so many stories. I just lost myself. Well, I'm not happy. Yes, we were talking about number 1 and 8. So yes, so like I said, here's number 1. There's 8 that goes around it. And number 1 in roulette switches. It goes on, off. It changes colors. Number 1, only number 1 does that. Out of all the numbers, only that number does that. Hexadecimal. I just want to go down I just want to go back and read some of the comments. It's not fair. If anybody wants to comment again.
I was just about to say that there's a lot of people speaking about that 13th sign, so it would be good to maybe
28 days, 28 days in a month. Well, you know what? From the 300, you see, if there's so many things from the 12th moon, right? And what happens at the 12th moon is we run into a cycle on the 12th moon. It becomes 336 days. It's not only 336 days, it's 86 times 4 equals 336, but it's not really 84 times 4. It's 21 times 4 equaling to 84, or it's 28 by 3 equaling to 84. First, let me show you why I believe everything ends on the 12th moon. 33, right? 33, 336 days. 12 moons go by. The female. We didn't go to the teen house. We didn't go to the teen house, right? We didn't go to the teen house. We didn't go to the 13th, the 13 house. You know why 8 is different? You want to see something else about 8? 8 gets this. When you reach the 13th house, first of all, there's only 6 sides to a cube. 2 cubes have 12 sides. I need a 13th cube to make a 13th side. Can you make 13 with 2 cubes? You sure can. 13 is right over here. Do you see it?
No.
Yeah, well, do you remember the first principle I mentioned at the beginning? Each side is 9.
Yeah, so then that would be 18.
Minus 5 is?
Oh, I see. Okay. So it's the gaps again. Yeah, it's about the space in between.
Yeah, isn't that crazy how many stories?
Yeah.
100.
No, it is very interesting. And Orgo, yeah, my life path is 8 too.
Well, you do know that, number 8. So number 8 is going to reside with the sun. Number 8 and 88 for the 88 constellations. 88 returns to 8. Did you know that? Only 88 star math. Okay, I'm going to show you this one last, but I'm going to show you this, something I was shown to do. And I'm probably not the first or the last one that's ever done what I'm doing. But you're here, I'm here, we're all here. And I definitely have to go through the comments while I'm showing this off, while everybody looks. I'm going to read the comments while this is happening. Okay, I'm going to ask Mr. Lynch, what is septenary gematria? I'm going to look that up. Yes, yes, right, right, right. There's a huge thing on the light bearer I've been seeing. And when you say light bearer, anytime I put bear into a word, um, I have to take away 25%. So it could be the electric, it could be the moon, because when you take away 25%, it'll either revert from 25% of 60 seconds or 25% of 100% equaling to 75. So the 75 would be electric. Electric moon. 5775. Yeah, I find the one is a division. The 9 and 6 show sides, right? The top left to the bottom right. Uh, right. Yeah, it's like Lynn said, it's a placeholder. Let's say you get to the ninth chapter. You don't go. It goes 9.1, the ninth chapter of all that's within. Yeah, one four. I'm just 1/4 is 1/4. 1/4 is 25%. 3/4 can also equal to 75. 1/2 can be anything. I mean, the X letter can be 1/2, right? Because it's the 24th letter. 2 is half of 4. Yeah, well, I do a different bunch of gematrias. I just make it really simple. I was just using the one with 1 through 7, right? 1 through 7. So what this is, I'm going to show it to you, is here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I multiply 1 times 8, 2 times 8, 3 times 8, 4 times 8, all the way to 9. So what happens is 1 times 8, 1, be quiet, quiet. 1 times 8, 1 plus 8 equals 8, and 9 equals 17. What's ironic about this is 9 is everything, and 8 is everything, the holder of 1. 8 is also can be noted to be a 2 cubed, 2 times 2 times 2, and the hexagon, is it lesser or more than? Right? Do you understand that scenario? At the same time, when I say B and C is communication inside the house through A and D, and I'm going to show you that in a minute, where 2 cubed becomes 8, and 3, is it 2 cubed and 3 squared? 3 to the power of 3 is 9, 2 to the power of 3. So they invert each other on the top and on the bottom. 17, right? That's your Q gate through Mars, so you can see right away, right away. And in Hebrew, okay, they will go, no, I'm not going to do that yet. Okay, I'll stop. Here, 2 times 8, 2 plus 8, 16, okay, and 10, 26, 2 and 6, 8. Now, nothing begins until 3. That's the corridor between 3 and 4, right? So 3 times 8 is 24, 3 plus 8, 11, 11 and 24, 3 and 5, 8. Now we can begin. This becomes, okay, I'm not going to get into that either. I like this, the house of Abraham. Abraham is 44. 4 times 8, 4 plus 8, look at that. 32 is only half a house. You need 64 for Abraham. The game of chess, the game of checkers, right? 8 by 8, 64, the 88 constellations, where you have 32 voided area spaces on the board. 44 is 8. Now here's where the split comes in. 4 and 5 is going to be a connection to the ocean. And in this instance, okay, will also be a connection to our birth and the sun, right? Why 8 connects to 9, the 8th letter connects to the 9th letter. H and I look the same, right? So now we get 5 times 8. We get here. So we get between here. Look at that. we've divided the house right over here, right? This is going to, when you take this, in order to create the flower of life, we have to take all the numbers and revert them to 10 in order to create that flower of life. And when we do that, we need to create the circumference of 9 in order to create the 10 from a fine line in the center. That fine line in the center of an area space will be the half space of one space, which will create the extra half space that will extend what is your 9 in and over to what will now be 10. Do you follow what I just said? Did that make any sense at all? I'll show you. Okay. So once we get down to here, we've repeated everything. Right here, we've repeated everything. And where is the center of this? It's right over here. That's the center of all divisions. So when I do the multiplication of this number over here, it's going to give me 16 and 8. You remember that 16 and 8 we spoke about? 1 and 6 equals to 7, 7 and 8. 780 minutes. This is, I know it's so complicated. 780 minutes gives me the 13th hour of the day. 7 and 8, all right? If you have a donut, you jump this inside the donut, right? Here's the donut. Here's the 8 numbers. 1 is inside.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Like a square donut. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then this donut over here, where's the other one? See the number 2? It holds 7. You see the dots inside?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So Venus is the holder of the 313 gateways. 3, and then the 1 center, and then the 3. That's where the 7 is. The 4 is over here. It just so happens that 2 makes everything twice its size. Is that true?
Like doubling it.
Right. Is that true?
Well, that 2 makes everything double its size.
Is that true?
Well, I don't know, because you can divide by 2, which would half it. So.
Because 2 times 8 equals?
Yeah, that makes 16. Yeah.
1 plus 6?
7.
Oh my God, look at that. 7 fit right in between, goes along with the 88 constellations as well. 28, the 28-day cycle of the moon. Is it 8 2s, or is it just 2 8s? Or is it 2 to the power of 8, 8 to the power of 2? So there's a lot of questions to ask. So I play around with a lot of stuff. So yeah, I mentioned a lot earlier. I was going to mention number 22, what the 22 is. Since every side has 9, correct?
Yes.
How many are missing here that you don't
8.
see?
8.
And how many are missing here?
3.
3 and 8 is?
No. Yeah, it is 3. Yeah. Sorry. It is. It's 11:30 now, so I am getting really
That's
tired.
okay. That's okay. You did good. 3 and 8 equals 2.
11, 3 and 8.
Okay. Okay, now what's missing here? There's a total of 9. I see 2. How many are missing?
Sorry, say that again. There's 7 missing. No.
There's 7 missing.
Yeah, on that 2.
And
yeah,
how many are missing here?
4.
So that's how much?
What do you mean?
7 and 4 equals?
7 and 4 is 11, yes.
Now watch this. I'm going to tell you what's missing. Add it up. 4
Yeah.
plus
4.
8 is 12.
Yes.
Plus 7 is 19.
Yes.
Plus 3 is 22.
Yes.
So if you want to know where the master number 22 is, it's around the ring of a cube.
Right.
Not only that, but it's also the holder of 2 7th gates.
So what, even if you spin it the other way, will you still get 22, or is it only
Always 22.
Oh, right. Okay, that's interesting.
There's 3 major ways to do it, equaling to 66. And then once you do it, and then once you flip it over, you can do it another 3 ways. Everything is 3. After 3, what happens is everything flips over. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. plus 4 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. So in one of the worlds, in one of the equations that I work, everything starts again on the fourth one. Let's look at this. A, B, C. What's next?
D.
We come back to the beginning. E,
Yeah.
F, G. You want me to show you this another way? You might like this way better. How about that? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So now you understand this is this?
The what? The I F C.
This is
Oh.
G, H, I. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So do you see how these square triangle fits together? Here I marked it out in a square. Here it turns out in a triangle.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is the first, this is the first row, the second row, the third row, right? Here's the same thing in numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to, do you know your,
9. Yeah. Okay. I get that. Nice.
yes,
No,
so.
that's not. That's 698. Is that what you're referring to? Like 7, 4, 8?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You follow that? 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see that. Remember I said 1, 2, 3. I'm going to show you this part. Oh yeah, here it is. Look, A, B, C, D. Remember I said 4?
Yes.
A, B, C, D equals to 10. Do you know why?
1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 4 is 10.
Yes. Okay, so that's right. So now from this, right, when I have to create an equation, this is a whole equation itself. So I'm going to remove a letter and use A, B, C. 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 2.
1 plus 6.
2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 2.
9.
The lower house is 6. The above house with this part, this equation here is 9. 3 times, 3 times 3 is 9. 3 plus 3 is 6. It's the yin-yang rotation of 33. The house coming into birth, coming from the birth into life.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's interesting. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
So the lower world to the upper world, right?
So that's why 33 is a master number then.
Oh, and now we can do this. You do any, so now if you want to talk about fire, you know any of the zodiac signs?
Oh, yes, I'm double fire.
Fire, fire, fire.
Yeah.
Sorry, fire, fire, fire. Fire represents the Trinity house of Abraham. Only because the number 1, life, 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 Aleph goes on this angle. The house of Aleph, the father, the bull, goes on this angle. And that's why it runs right through the bullseye, the fire. So here's your 159 fire. Here's your 26, and then the next one, okay, 2610 is going to be your earth sign. And then your 3, right? Your 3, 7. See, the 7 is over here. You see what happens 3 to 7, right? Only 3 to 7 does this, right? And that's going to be your air sign. It's the only one separation of 4 on this angle and creates a 10. The other ones don't. This one creates a 6. This one creates a 14. They're all telling different stories.
Mm-hmm.
You know our so you also note that the mutable signs, you know the mutable signs, mutable, fixed, and cardinal.
Yeah.
Well, they're the first, the fourth, and the seventh. You see the way they run. Just 1 second.
Yeah, no, I really like that because I was, I mean, I'm not so much into it now, but like I was
Yeah.
really into astrology. So hearing you relate it back to numbers, that does make sense. So that's really cool. Listen, I'm getting really tired, so I don't really
Yeah,
want
right now for
to.
the next half an hour. Yes. Oh, you're not going out?
I'm speaking to somebody else.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take a look for you, and I'll call you back. Okay. Okay. Ciao.
So,
Yes.
Mr.
Sorry
Cat,
about that.
no, you're absolutely fine. I really, really appreciate everything you've said, and it is making sense. And I'm really thankful that you've given me an opportunity to just ask some questions. I am going to jump down because my brain's not really functioning anymore, and I don't want to just um, embarrass myself by getting simple equations wrong. But I'll
Oh, no, you
definitely
don't
come
have you don't
back.
have to answer anything, but I'm just going to just show you one thing before you leave. So I just wanted to show you this one piece, okay? Because we already spoke about this, where 7 and 8, these are the voided areas, right? Because this has to do with the word love, right? And what it is only 1 and 2 do not repeat, okay? These are the only numbers that come up only once, right? The numbers that are missing are 3, 4, 5, and 6. And they all come up twice.
Where do they come up? In love, you mean, or
Number 1 and 2,
yeah.
okay, there's no other dice that's missing 8, okay?
Hmm.
There's no other dice with just 1, and there's none missing 8. There's no other dice with 2, right? And there's none missing 7, right?
Okay.
So now if I turn it around, okay, with this, is there another 5? Is there another 6? Yes, there is. The other 5, okay,
There's one four. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
here's the other 5. It's the 5 missing. So here you have 2 5s and you have 2 4s. 5, 5, 4, 4.
Mm,
And when you
yeah.
have that, you have communication. 2 and 3 is your communication in your lower house. You remember 2 and 3 is 5?
Mm,
On one
yeah.
side
Yeah.
is 5, on the other side it's 9. Your birth, when you're connected to this world, you're connected to the ocean all the time, between the upper and lower world. So anyways, this is one of them. The other one, okay, is going to be right here. 6 and 3 and 3 and 6. And what does it say? 3, 4, 5, 6. Love. They've all come up doubles on the cube. The other one gives you your gateway. This is a representation of the 88 constellations, okay, with the power of the matter and the Christ. This number will come up as the Christ. Hidden inside number 8, okay? The only reason for the 8 existing, one of the reasons, is because within 8 is an inverted 7, creating the 8 within its own, because it connects the heavens. So they count it twice, 8 and 8. When in all actuality, the heavens they connect is you within the. There's you, and then there's you in this house, right? Because you're somewhere. You are a house of your own, and you're in the house communicating within the house. So, anyways, anytime you feel you're tired, don't worry about the questions. We're here. I'm here to learn. Just that 7 and 13. Like I said, give me any number, any number. Okay, let me see. We did this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I divide this by 7, right? You know what that is? It's going to give you the harmonics. Look at that. Harmonics. Look at that.
Four,
You,
four, what, 1, 4, 2, 8. 5, 7. 1, 4, 2, 8, 5, 7.
Those are the harmonics, right? It's these no 3, 6, or 9. Anything divided by 7 never has a 3, 6, or 9 in it.
Oh wow, okay, that's interesting. Mm.
And there's no need to divide 9 by 7 because 1, 2, 8, this one over here, right? Yeah, and the numbers, it's vibrate.
Yeah, it's patterns and sequences, isn't it? And
It's just kooky crazy how it comes. Where was I? Oh yeah.
but it's just, I mean, it just proves that kind of the divine creator, in my opinion, when it all synchronizes and it makes sense, and you see these patterns throughout nature and
Oh yeah, it's
obviously
just it's
language.
crazy. But look the way it runs down here: 741,852. Okay, 142,857. Look at that, all the way down here. So this, none of them. Okay, not one of them. See, 142, 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 7, 1, 4, 8, 5, 2. So you can see it ended over here. Why didn't I end with a 1? So you can see if I didn't end with a 1, that means I start at B and I end at F in this circumstance, because this is what it's telling me. In this, you follow that? So when you look at a dice cube, here's another thing to not to forget. When you look at a dice cube, you cannot have all 6 sides. You'll have 4 to a ring, you'll have 4 to the ring, and then the 1 up. The other one will be down. So you'll only see 5. When you're creating an equation and you have a total of 6 sides, right? Your total of 6, 1 through 6, equals to 21. But you're not going to do 1 to 6. You're going to go 1 to 5. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go 2 to 6. You're going to start at the lowest, and the most you can go is 5. You can't go anywhere else. And then after that, you can go to 6, but you have to start at 2. So do you see the way there's a connection, and the connection in between here? That's your full connection. The 3 and the 4 is the only one not mentioned, and that's your corridor. There's only one corridor, 3 and 4. When I double this up, the 3 becomes 6, the 4 becomes 8. This is when the moon, okay, ends up getting that 616 crowning. This is when we end up with the 13 moons because of us. Otherwise, it's 12. We're the reason for the 7th day. Binary code, whichever one you want. Give me any 4 numbers, digits.
2, 4, 5, 7.
Here's the rotation of these numbers. This is the way the numbers rotate. And you know what's crazy? 7 and 5 is 12. No, I'm going to write it out. I'm not going to say it. Six, 3, 6, 3, 3, 6, 3, 6. What is this? This number and this number 6. This number and this number 3. 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 5 and 1 is 6. 7 and 5 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Next row. 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 8 and 7, 15. 1 and 5 is 6. So you can see how this is going. You can also see that the numbers you chose are actually the base numbers for all creation. 36, 63. You picked that combination.
I said 2, 4, 5, and 7, though, not 3, 6.
No, but your vibration that comes out of it. The vibration that comes out of those numbers. Here again, we were talking about number 87 again. This is our what happens on there's so many things that are going on. 29 is a low level number, right? When I bring it up, remember everything must come up to minimum 3 for your creation, right? We need to connect your moons. 3 times 29 is 87. So now we're connected to the heavens, our gateway. I'm assuming it must be somewhere inside of us. We're connected to the worlds, to the constellations, the power of the Christ, perhaps through our heart. The 29th day is extremely important,
It's
right?
my birthday, 29th.
Is it a very important day? Very important day. In fact, you only get 11 months of your year. Okay, so you're going to be a person who's going to go along the lines and probably feel Aquarius all your life, right?
My moon's in Aquarius.
What's that?
My moon's in Aquarius.
Okay, so you're very, very strong Aquarius. And I'm only saying this on a base level, eh? Because you're born on the 29th, and anybody born the 29th, 30th, and 31st, right? 3 different dates. There's no other. There's 12 months of 28 days, right? There's only 11 months of 29 days. There's 4 months of 30 days, okay? But there's 11 months of 30 days. And there's 7 months of 31 days, right? You remember we spoke the 741, your signs, 147, 7 months of 31 days, 4 months of 30 days, and 1 month of the February. This is our base creation. If everything was multiplied by 3 in order to find out where it belongs, 3 by 7 is 21, 2 and 1 is 3. 3 by 4 is 12, 2 and 1 is 3. 3 by 1 is 3. The first row of your vibration will go into number 3. Number 1 vibrates into the second row, which revibrates back into the first row. Do you know why? I will show you. 7 plus 7 equals to 14. 1 plus 4 equals to 5. 4 and 4 equals to 8. 1 and 1 equals to 2. In itself, it vibrates there. What about 7 and 1? 8. What about 7 and 4? 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 4 and 1 is 5. The same of its row moves into the second position. The second position, 2, 5, and 8, that's a very special position. It's allotted to Scorpio because the second position in star math will return to its same numeric value. Choose any of these numbers, 2, 5, and 8. Doesn't matter which one you choose, or even if you choose the same one. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 plus 5 is 10. 25 and 10, 35. 3 and 5 is 8. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 plus 2 is 4, 8. 2 times 5, 10. 2 plus 5, 7, 17. 1 and 7 is 8. Very special, these numbers. 10, 7, and 4, very special numbers, always working together, those numbers. In fact, what's really ironic is that when you draw the number 1 and you put a 7 through it, it looks like the 4.
Yeah, yeah.
Or how about, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it from here, but I'll try it. No, hold on. Let me do it. Let me do it from this position. Looks like a heart.
Mm-hmm.
2 hearts on top of each other. 88.
Oh, yeah.
So it was an overlay of constellations in order to create us. That's what this design is telling me.
That's cool. I like that.
It's
I'm going to jump down because I am falling asleep. So
okay. Good night. Say good night to the Monopoly car.
Okay, good night, Monopoly card. I'll definitely come back again and I'll take a notepad and I'll write the stuff down because I think
Yeah.
that would be a bit more helpful for me because then I can be like, oh, that's relating back to what you're saying as opposed to redoing it.
Oh no, we can. No, I can redo it 1,000 times until we get somebody to help me teach the basics of a story that like I said, I'm still trying to like. There's so many stories going on. There's so many stories going on. It's just crazy. You know why
Well,
the letter S? Every single letter has its position for a reason.
mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's like the reversal of the Tower of Babel that we're going through right now. So it's very interesting, and I really appreciate what you're doing because there's a lot of people who don't take the English language seriously, and the fact that you're reworking it or helping people to understand, it shows that we are in God's plan, and that this language is here for a reason to connect us all back together again, and that will be kind of related back to numbers as well. So thank you.
And just one thing to add on is it was crazy that Tucker Carlson, I don't know if you know who the person is, but he had a
No.
gentleman on his show the other day that said, brought him on his show and said, I found God in math.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I would say that it is. It's that binary code, and yeah, the sequences are all throughout nature. You see the same rhythms and cycles, and yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. Take
You're
care. Good night.
welcome. You're
Thank
welcome.
you
Have
so
a
much.
good night.
Bye.
Have a
Yeah,
good snooze.
thank you so much. Take care. Thank you.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Thank you. So yeah, that was very nice. That person, can I say lady without somebody getting offended, right? That person, that human being, that voice of light, the other echo at the other end, the frequency, the vibration, something your ears heard just now, words that were spoken. That was nice because it was easy to work. I have to learn myself how to share and what is being seeked and what am I doing. This is my magnet. Well, oh my God, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I was going through a box of stuff. I'm going to get back to what I was doing. I don't remember where I was when I changed the story, but I just have a lot of, just trying to look at some of my stuff. Here's something I did a long time ago. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I got 12, did I cut 12? 3, 6, 9, 12. Then I got the 8 inside of that. And do I have the octagon? Which way do I go with that? And you see, if I continue on with this, I have the hexagon. But now just take a good look at this, right? Should I shut off that light? If you take a good look at this and look at this as distance, look at this as distance, right? So imagine if it was sitting this way. Hold on, let me see if I can do it. Trying to see which way I can make it look like it's going down to the floor. Anyways, irrelevant to that fact. You can see everything that's going on with inside of us. So they said that everything was tilted, right? Everything was tilted with Saturn. So if Saturn was in a corner, would Saturn be over here now? You see the way it gets outside the star? See, number 2 that was here moved into this position over here. No, sorry. Where did the 2 move? The 2 moved in this position here. But the 2 was always in that position. In actuality, it was always between the 2, except the 9 moved from down here in this corner up to this position. It's like the 2 stars are not in the same position. No, I didn't say it for that. I said it because, I'm listening to a show today and somebody's getting mad for saying that to them. And they had a high voice and they didn't see the picture. So I didn't see your picture either. So I just sometimes fool around with that. I mean, for me, there's only 2 kinds of 6s in this world. It's this 6 or this 6. 6 or 6. Which 6 are you? A, B, C, D. All we want to do is be free. So there's this little picture here. Let me see if I can go through this. Should I go into this? These are my very early designs. Let me see what I got over here. Whoa, yeah, here's one of my designs. I just shrunk this out. I just shrunk that out. Or how about one of these? Now you can put this on anything, you can put this on leggings and let me see what else I got in here. I'm not going to look through this for too long. Oh, I always did my 88s. And sometimes I look at it as a peanut, right? Sometimes I look at it as a peanut. I came into life and God said, you have to carry with you the outhouse. I says, what do you mean? He says, I'm going to make you a king. And being a king, I'm going to help you with the outhouse. I go, what do you mean? Have you ever sat on the throne before? I go, yeah. You got torsion paper? You mean the scroll? Yeah, I write out my scrolls. Now and then I write out my scrolls. I sit on the king. Did you know that? Here's my Hebrew birthday. Can you read it? Yeah, read that. Read that word. Read the word. Right? SHITREI. That's right. I blocked my nose. Okay, so where were we? I put this in here. Just want to see what's in this book before I go on. I'm not going to stay on long. I was supposed to go out. I had to meet somebody. And I don't even know if I want to go anymore. So, yeah, there's a lot of... I got my head in the clouds. He looks like a little bird, right? Head in the clouds. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. Somebody else wants to come up, talk about the Zodiac, let me know. Hey, Lex. Hey, Salt Slug. How you doing? Okay, so wait a second. I have one here, and I have one here. If anybody's interested in these, I can somehow get them digitally sent over to you, printed up. Oh, this is one of my favorites. See, when you look at it on a smaller scale. Just going to show off a few of them. They're all basically the same thing, no? Which one you like? You like that one? Thank you very much, Whitney. 144. I'm not too crazy about this one. Not my favorite. Can we take like a 1 or 2 minute break? I boiled water like 75 times, and I think I have to put more water in. I'm so happy I'm sitting on my favorite. I'm sitting on my favorite dresser with all my favorite stuff. I never finished this one. I don't remember what this was. Yeah, number 7 and 4. 9 by 4, 36. 9 by 7, 63. Okay, 1 is with inside of 9. 74 is just about everything. 74, 77. There are 741 is the movement of our timeline. Besides that, 77 is Christ, 74 is Jesus. 17 is the Q gate. 17, 18, and 19. 17 with the moon and with Mars. 18 with the sun. 19 with the moon and again connected to Mars. Okay, and then connected to the mother. So just let me go over here. Yeah, and for those of you who are asking and begging to help out the channel, right? There's no problem. You want to help out the channel, that'd be fantastic. I've got a link right where my bio is, right? If you're in the paper business and want to send me some pens, I like the Atlantis 1.6. You know, four times today I caught my coat zipper on something. Okay, I don't know where I was when I mentioned this. Yes, so I'm going to put this on the side right now. I'm going to continue showing. Wow, I got so many. I wasn't. Okay, I got too many things on the counter. Too many things. Let me get this. Boom. Let me get this off the counter. I'm redecorating here in the kitchen for a minute. Okay, let me fix this. Okay, fix this here, fix that here. Put these two away. Okay, the water's boiling. Give me a second. I told a buddy of mine, just give me a minute. And I'm working on these. Okay. Okay, it's ready. I'm making myself, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm making myself a coffee. It should be a tea at this time at night. Right? Whoa. Just give me a second, I'm coming. So how's it going? How's it going? I'm a little late. We were at 14. We're down to 6. If anybody's got any questions, let me move these books out of the way. Let me move this out of the way. Let me move that out of the way. This out of the way. That out of the way. Oh my God. Jesus. So let's see what else we have here. Okay, I'm gonna hold this up and let's just go over just a whole bunch of them real quick. I like this one over here. I got the front and the back. This was done 20 years ago when I first began. So there are two different pictures over here, right? And I just fooled around with the back of it. And then this, blow my horn, right? This is the two-sided gimel, right? Which is actually the I letter. Is he looking at you? Is it looking from the top? I don't know. Thought it was the I letter. That's how I designed it. Painted this at the beginning. Didn't know why. Didn't make any sense to me. I thought I was going to McDonald's 20 years ago. Then this is maybe this, I don't know, right at the beginning, one of my first designs. Like I was 41 at the time. Nose, neck. Oh, you do know that that's a black swan. The swan represents the deuce. It represents a duck. Duck represents 88, representing controlling of the energy or power. Here's another one I did. I like that one. How do you like the art? We're down to 4. Can't keep everybody around, right? Look at that. Ain't she pretty? Look at that. Ain't she pretty? Ain't she pretty? Right? Oh yeah, I remember this one too. This was from the Monopoly. I remember. I like this one from Monopoly. It was what I did is I took the tic-tac-toe and I thought about the Monopoly car and did that. Thank you. I don't know, not really this one over here, right? I wrote devil something. Spanish devil. Spanish devil. You know, there's something about words, right? English, they say it with an E and an A. French, they just say it with an F. It was never changed, right? Spanish is an E and an S, so they were changed. 50 times 47, 2350. Isn't that, this is crazy, okay? This is where we are right now. Number 73 is what connects the air sign. 23.5 times 2 is 47, the 47th president. Because anything times 50, they'll be half of what it is. Communication. 2 sevens. I'm just trying to figure out why I have this here besides this. 120, 14, 10. This is communication. I'm trying to see why it is. Dividing the gate. This is 20 years ago. Just trying to see what else there is here. Thanks for sticking around, Whitney. See this pattern here? Number 1 runs this pattern. That means none of these can run this pattern or, okay, there's another thing about number 1. Okay, there's another thing about number 1. And don't forget, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to myself. I'm learning. I share it with you. You ask me the question. You're part of my memory. What it is about number 1, it's the heart. So there's either the one you see or the one you don't see. Now, the one you see, this one here, and the one you don't see, does the same thing in my 36. There's a game called Roulette. There's 36 numbers. The 1 changes. It goes off and on, right? Turns its colors. Can you call the 10 a 1? Ironically, I have my answer in the game of Baccarat. Okay, 10 equals 0. Okay, 10 equals 0. An opened and a closed area space. An open and a closed area space. You know, when when Saturn square turns something on its side, I understand it as a birth comes in. And I believe that it goes from, I'd like to say it goes from, one of them goes to 1, the other one goes to 0, right? One is like the animal life, and the other one, because they say our soul is animal soul, right? I mean, not me, it comes from the Torah. I heard it the other day. So, and you can't believe everything you hear, but guess what? If you can make if everybody can show you the majority of something of what is, then that's what everybody's believing. So in this one over here, I had, whoa. So I had, this is what I had, same color. Also in Quebec. This is Quebec, Canada. Right? Number 53. In this work that I do, right? In this work that I do, if in order to draw a circle, you have to put your protractor out. Now, if this was an area space and I did this, and then I put my protractor here, okay, to create, I'm going to create all around there. Now, when I do that, this area space over here, okay, is a half area space. Since it's a half area space and a half area space shared to the other side, what would you call this area space? It would be the heart of how many areas will you have on this side? Will it be 414? Will it be 414? Right? Which means you have one here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you have another 4. And that's your 414. Right? Or (515) or 616. You know the 13 moons we spoke about before? Because this is exactly how Monopoly is set up. It's exactly how Monopoly is set up. And you see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This area over here is where the trains are, right? You know what the trains own? The trains own 6, 6, 6. Don't count this 6 over here. Do you know why? Because in Monopoly, this one's, right, a short line. It doesn't say railroad. It just says short line, 19 and 12. So we have to understand games. This is all about game theory, right? And how all the numbers, how the numbers move around. How is everybody? All 6 of us? No Shabbos. Where's Ryder? Oh, good Shabbos. Good Shabbos. Oh, is there supper at my sister's? Am I allowed to say that on here? We're live. We're eating dinner right here tonight. Rider on the Storm. The doctor is in the house. You know the doctor always finishes third, right? I'm all mixed up where I was, right? Let me see. I was going through some of my artwork. So I'm going to put this page, this little book down. Not much to see here. Now we're going to go into this package here and see. I don't know. These are the originals. Hold on a second. Maybe I have what's not the originals. Oh my God, I've got so much. Got so much. Okay, we put this one over here. You know what I want to get into? I don't even know what's in here. It's so long ago. It's so long ago. I mean, does anybody find it boring just looking at art? Like, so are you and Ryder going to my sister's? You can say yes, you can say no, you can say, I'm in Vancouver. Do you know what I really, really like? Like if you said to me, I'll take away everything you know and what age do you want to be? I can, up to the age of where I became who I am today, okay, I had an issue with my thinking. Now, up to that day, at the same time I had an issue with my thinking, everybody around me had an issue with my thinking. Now, since the time this began, I've corrected the issue with my thinking, but still, many around me still see it the same way. That's life. The only real news, okay, are those that can answer it right away. If you can't answer right away and it's always tomorrow and I have to ask this or that, it's all BS. You know what I'm saying? It's now or never. Now, if you're feeling anxiety, right? If you're feeling like your mind is closing down, you're feeling anxiety, know that I'm just trying to say something I can prove. First of all, if everybody understands how the importance of coherent breathing is, it actually, you don't know. When I take a good breath, do you know what it is to take a good breath? You know, to take a good breath, right? It's so much fun to take a good breath. Like I'm like up, I'm down, I'm like I shouldn't be here, I should be here, I should be there, I should be here. I just like to keep my hat on. I just want to be like, maybe that's what it is, because we're number 65. If we're the students of the house and we're the students through the heavens gate, then our numeric value would be 56. 5 and 6, the letter F, alphabet creation. Alphanumeric, A through N, an animal creation through what is called the hand of God. And ironically, check this out. Check this out. And I just thought of it now. It's just crazy. Just really, really, really crazy. Check this out. Okay, now I don't know if you're going to be able to keep up with this. There's just so much information, so many equations. I'm still not even finished learning about number one, right? And number one is like, it's got like a little hook on it. Might be a barb, right? So many things hooked to number one. So many things about Aleph that keeps saying female, female number two, Taurus, Venus, right? Or is it backwards, right? And then it becomes Aquarius, right? It becomes 1 and 1 equaling to 2, right? And what it is with Aquarius, it comes with the birth. 2 plus 9 equals to 11. Another thing about this is crazy also. Is 999, okay, divided by 11 equals to 1.2857. It shows up in this position when playing by the rules of the 7 days, right? And you divide 9, you end up with 1.28. You end up with the birth in the second position. Number 8, the heavens, ends up in the first position. And number 8 ends up in all of these areas, right? Number 8 ends up in all of these areas. So what did I say? Yes. Number 8 ends up in all of these areas up to number 7. And then you start over the 8th day of the week over here. Here's the 9th day of the week. So that means this would be the Monday. So what is it about Monday? What is it about Monday? We have to understand Monday, because that's the 29. When you come into the 8 and 1, 9 to the 9 and 2, the difference between Sunday and Monday, The difference between Sunday and Monday. So what happens is here would be Saturday, let's say, right? Here would be Sunday, and then here would be Monday. It would be the second position. Now watch. 1 and 8, okay, equals 9. 2 and 7 equals 9. 4 and 5 equals 9. These two rows crisscrossing over is 9. This side, 2 and 9 equals to 11. That's right. Your 1, 8, and your 2 goes with 9. So your 2 stays in your second position. It brings on the black. It brings on the birth. It brings on the 29th day of February. It brings on the crowning, okay, the coming of the birth. What does that mean? February is supposed to represent union. It's supposed to represent the flesh, the arrow, the love, the Cupid, right? Where it associates the 2 moons or the 2 of association within Mars, where we've passed through January. We've reached the 45 days. The 45 days is a signification that we've added up 1 through 9 equaling to 45. It's also the letters FOX, which is also a representation, okay, of 258 at the heart of the cross. It will also bring up everything to do with 8 and to do with gold. 8 and gold comes in, right? It is the heavens that circle the 5 area. I'm just trying to see where I was. So yes, so you can see that on one side, right? On one side, it's 9. The other side, it's 11. Number 27, 2 and 7. Not 2 and 9, 11, but 2 and 7. This is a representation of 9 times 8, 72. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals to 18, and 9, 27. This is reserved, okay, for the 7th gate of Venus, the house of Bate, 420. 420 is a communication between the houses. Why? In French, when they say 80, they say it is 420s. Everything is set up as 20s. Okay, I'm not sure why we're missing 2 of them. What are the 2 we're missing? It's 20. It's actually made up of 8, 2, 8, 4, which has to do with the division of the Monopoly board, which I'm going to show you after. So we already established that the upper house, 1, 6, 3, 4, 2, 5, 1, 6, 7, 3, 4, 7, 2, 5, 7. Now the lower area here, since 1 and 6, there were 5 difference. 9 and 4 are 5 difference. 3 and 4, 1 difference. 6 and 7, 1 difference. 5 and 8, 3 difference. 2 and 5. The upper or area here, 13, 13, 13, 39 connect. 21 connect. Total of 60. 27 connect. Okay. 33 connect. 2 and 9, 3 and 8, 5 and 6, 11. So 33 and 27. 27 represented for creation for the house of Bate. She represents the money house. She represents brown. Black, okay, is for the one who was sent here. The black one was sent. The funnel, the DNA. I like to call the Taurus the funnel, the DNA coming into it, and it represents black. So you can't say brown. And when they call it the old ship, right? The old ship, they call it the Regin. And backwards, it's Niger, which is a representation of a negative, of the dark, of, I don't want to say dark energy, but it's the brown energy in this instance from the mother. The reason for that is Nigger is 597759. Okay, so it's the encompassment, it's the platform we were born into. So I should write this out and then show you. Here. GG. bringing two gate worlds, the E and the I between the sun. They brought two worlds together. Look at it says backwards. Look what it says forward. Einstein has a similar, no, sorry. The word Einstein is 95. Neptune is 95. E and I representation, okay, because we're born into the E world, right? We are born into the E world, okay? An empty space, an empty soul. Earth and Mars are a representation of the I letter. This one's going to be representation of the sun. This is going to be the representation of two moons. Now, again, back to Mars again. And Mars takes us also to Abraham, right? A split house on Earth. Earth, the split house, and Mars. So where were we with this that we were speaking? Yeah, I did a little piece the other day on February. February equals to 96. January equals to 90. And you know what's really cool about this is they both have Aries in it. I mean, I look at it Januaries and Februaries. You want to call it the 13th and the 14th month? If you want to go around the months, call it the 13th and the 14th month. It splits right over here between the beginning and end of January, at the end of February, the alphabet splits. If I had to go 26 months, okay, for the alphabet, and I overlaid it on these months, right? This would be my 13th month ending. This would be my 14th month beginning. The 9 birth comes within the 14th month on the 14th day, February, which is the second month. But this year going off of last year, I don't like to count the years as 365 days. I rather count the cycles. It's a 4-year cycle before we go over again. So this is the first year after the leap year. So I like to start either the year after the leap year is the first year, or start the day of the leap year as being the first year. And I mentioned something I wanted to go over before, and it was right over here. When I overlap the alphabet, what this means when I say overlap the alphabet, okay? When you overlap the alphabet, I count from A to M, the first 13 letters, N through Z, the second 13 letters. The average of the first 13 letters is 7. The average of the next 13 letters is 20. 13 plus 7 and 13, eh? The Mayan grindstone, their clock, this is the way it works. When I overlap the alphabet, instead of going from A to M, I'm going to go to the 14th letter. I'm going to go to the 14th, 15th, and 16th, and then stop. Because you need to always do things by 2s and 3s. The minute you do something to 4, you've overlapped. Even when it comes to the zodiac signs, when we end our zodiac signs, we end on 11, not on 12. 12 is a new beginning. The 13th moon, new beginning. So here, when we go backwards in the alphabet, I go from New Zealand, I add on the M, I get 273. Do you know what this is? This is 3 times this. This means this lower world, okay, once overlapped in basic, I end up with that number. You know what that number is? The birth, okay, comes. The 91st day is spirit. But like I said, on the 92nd day of the year, April Fool's Day, the 1st of the 4th, 1 and 4, 10-4 communication, in which the 29th day of February, in which is the 60th day for the 6 proton, 6 neutron, 6 electron, okay? All in creation of one gate, 666, and all the 6s in connection of one gate. They all connect together, right? I'm going to show it to you. Where am I with this? I shouldn't have explained so much. January, February, wow, 1-6. Now I completely lost myself. Not happy about that. 13. Yes, we were talking about 12 and 13. 12 and 13. Just give me a second. The Monopoly game. Man, yes, the 91. Where's the 91? Okay, 7 by 13. Okay. The thing about this, okay, according to the moon, is we don't match up. We don't match up. That's the thing about the Mayans, right? The Mayans have 7 days a week. We run 7 days a week and 13 moons. The Mayan Sanskrit is by 13s and 7. When we multiply it, I equal to 91. But when we do 7 by 12, I get 84. 84 is 3 times, okay? This is 3 times 28, 4 times 21. The moon cycle ends here, right over here with 12. And it's also 84 inches, 7 feet, right? Also represents Pluto. The next thing over here, okay, on this over here, is when we go to the days of the week. We have 7 times 24 hours to the day, but if we're running by the moon cycle, our weeks, we only get 28. We get 6 days at 28 hours. We don't get anything. This thing fills up. And on the 7th day, we empty it out to refill it on the next. We are the continuous. We are the continuous of the 13th moon, okay? Binary stops at 6. Basic binary, which means numbers rotating, just keep doubling up the same number to a single digit. You'll see they stop at 6. So before this can end, right? What happens is we take the 91 and we go 91, 91, 182, 84, 84, 168, 168 hours in a week. See the way that just fits right in there? Now we got 182. Now the third time we get 84, we get 252, right? Which is 1.5. This one here plus 3.5 days. It's an in-between number. Shows me a gateway within this. 2 times 5, 2 plus 5. 5 and 10, 17 to both sides. So I know it's a double gateway. Maybe it's a revolving door. Then we take this one more time and we get, whoop, where's that number? Whoa, number missing. So what we have is when we get 4 times 84, we get 336, the 12th moon. When we get 3 by 91, right, I get 273. Do you know what happens here? This is a birth. The 277th day is the in-between of the 40th week. It's that birth. There's 7 days left for the opening of that moon for the birth to come out, which brings on the 7-day difference between 84 and 91, where the spirit connecting both the birth together, this one, right, the split world. So do you see where all this fits in? So I was just fooling around with that. Also in the word January, you have UARY, 6511. You have R, U and A, which is the gold. Now what is this? 1 and 8. 1 and 8. What is 1 and 8? It's part of the sun. Why does it say sun, sun? Why does it say the R is also used as a plane, right? So is it 180, 180 born between the two worlds? Is it a reflection because it reflects anything with doubles will reflect the Father and reflects Mars, right? January, but we have February. We have two of them. B and R comes together. Do you know what R is? R, okay, the RV, well, 9 times 2, your basic birth coming here through the second moon of Mars is right over here. It's 9 times 2. Okay, it's not 3 times 6. 3 times 6 is your creation when you connect up the house. When you connect up the house, okay, this one becomes you. This is the cube. Okay, 6 by 6 by 6, 2160 moon diameter. 3 by 3 by 3, 9 equals to 27. That 27 is the cube. It's inside the house of bait. When you do it again, it becomes 81. We connect in the house of bait. Nothing begins until 3 and 6. That puts the cross on you. Doesn't matter who you are, you end up with the cross in that instance, right? Hashem created. I don't know why it looks so evil. Yeah, we have the trains. I'm not sure if anybody understands, or I mean, we're only 3 here, right? I'm just going to just show you one thing with the trains. Okay. When I say the trains, and I don't know if it's the quad trains of Notre Dame. So what this is this is the Monopoly game. You run here. This is the 40 areas. Just hold on a second. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, I'm gonna do it right away. I walked away from my machine. I'm gonna do it. Oh, okay, 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 okay. I'm just going to see where it is. Okay, we're just putting this here. Okay, I'm just trying. Okay, I'll call you back. Bye. Yes, so I was looking for that piece. So the piece over here, what it is, right, is you go all the way around. Now, when you look at the square paper, you have to count all the area space for the cells, right? These are the cells. So you have the one area space over here. This is the one area that connects all the 6s. Everything is 6 away from that one. All your straight 45 angles, right? That's why these are important angles to remember, because we use them all the time. They were made, these angles, for the reason. 180 is 180. 18th letter is R. Say R goes across. 1 R going that way, 1 R going that way. 18th letter equals to 36. 1 in the center equals to, 18 and 1836. 1 in the center. We have 36 numbers. 37, right? Call it the S. Call it the 19 and 18 coming together, right? Or 18 and 18, 18 and a half, where S comes into the game. And it does it this way and this way at the same time. Well, when you do it this way, it's I. So how do you put it? It's also going to be the I. So it's going to be, what do we just do? 9 and 9, 18, like that. And then put one more to the center. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the I letter from here. It's the I letter from here. So 9 and 9 is 18. This becomes the 19th. It becomes the 37th and the 19th. The 19 and the 18, they're the equators of both sides of the board, the R and the S. So when I did this, right, what happens is when you run around the 20 properties, each one of these corners possesses 4 squares. Each one of these properties possess 2 squares. So you have 4, and then you have here 18, you have 22, 22, 22, 22. Trump's call number was 88,022, right on the board. You want to talk about the 13th crowns? Right over here in this pyramid area over here, right angle and left angle. See these right and left angles splitting? I don't know if it's a split sun, split world, but this over here and this over here. What is over here? It's electric company and waterworks. Electric company and waterworks, the 13th and 29th area. Also 28. Once you're in the game, okay, from go, not counting go, okay, is 12 to waterworks electric company, or it's 28 the other way. But once you come into the game, you start as a 1. And you come into the game, it'll be 28 and 129. That's where the birth comes in. That's where the 29th day of February comes in. That's where the 91st day, which is what is communication on April 1st, becomes the 92nd day. We also want to relate this, that if you go out and play golf, that the first and the 10th are departures. Departure from Aries, departure from Capricorn. So maybe we have those 3 zodiac signs, Capricorn, Aquarius, because it's between connecting the worlds together between those 3, right? We come with the 9 zodiac signs, and the refabrication into our animal sign adds on 3 more. 9 and 3 representative of angel. 9 and 3 is the lower and upper basis of the world. Why? 9 divided by 9 and 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. Well, the lower world, 1, 2, 3, 4, adds up to 10. The upper world, 6, 7, 8, 9, adds to 30. It's a 3-to-1 difference, representing Jacob's ladder. So now we're going to get on to this one over here, right? 3 and 2, BC. 2 and 3, 5, right? This is with the Earth model. Call it Abraham. No, call it Isaac. This one's Abraham's. See the difference in this one? See the single area over here? See the 4 area over here? 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is 7, right? Just like here to here is 7. Okay, here to here is 7. It's the same thing. All I did, okay, is I chopped off the area of the board and I made 4 boards like this of the corners only, right? And then the center over here of this one is split down the center, creates a window, checkerboard to all. And this is 1 and 4. When I go to 5 and 0, it means not this board, this board. When I go to 5 and 0, instead of just counting the center here, 3 areas, I'll add on another area. And then another area until I get out to 13 areas. Once I get out to 13 areas, it'll be 13, okay, minus 6. Did I do that right? 13 minus, hold on a second. I need to remember if I do, hold on a second. This is 20, hold on a second, 3, 6, 9, 12. Right, this is 20. Okay, right. So 13 is 52. So it'd be 52 minus, I think, 32. Anyways, I don't remember what the number is, but I will tell you. From number 9, it's 9 minus, 9 times 4 is 36. So let me write this down. I don't know why I'm having 36. 4 by 9 equals 36. Minus 16. Okay, so it'd be 9 minus 4. Everything has to equal to 5. That's what it is. Everything has to equal to 5. So if I'm working with number 8, it won't be this board, right? Because 8 is an even number. The odd numbers play on this board, and the even numbers play on this board. So if I'm minusing 8, I'm going to do it with this one. If I'm minusing 7, I'm going to work with that one. Anyways, we're going to end it right now. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. You'd like to help out the channel, that'd be just fantastic. I'll come back a little bit later Gotta go. Peace. Peace, love. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you.